Pastor Jeff Warner from the Rock Church, and he's a master of the power of belief. So welcome, Jeff.
Well, thank God I'm the master of power of belief.
We will make you master at the end.
I like the title. I actually like being called the master of the power of belief.
I give people titles.
Well, I love that. I think I'm going to stick with that.
What audience don't know that I met you not just in a random church preaching beautiful sermon, not at any event, not at any special event, but you were there representing one of the Vikings player.
Yes, Blake Cashman.
Blake Cashman, number 51. And let's educate our audience. How did you met him? How do you know him? How did he come to trust you? And how did you coach him?
Okay. Well, we can go back to Blake Cashman was a senior at Eden Prairie High School, and my son was also a senior. And they'd won state championships, and they always talked about how Eden Prairie was a powerhouse football, and they always bragged about my son and other kids, but they never bragged about Blake Cashman. I actually didn't even really know who he was until his senior year. And I started watching him play his senior year, and I remember looking at the third game we were playing home on Eden Prairie, and I was looking I thought to myself, that kid is an amazing athlete. He's so gifted, and I thought, but they have him in the wrong position. And I started inquiring about him and talking about him. I told my wife, I see that guy out there? And she goes, who? I said, that one right there. And she said, yeah. I said, he's the best athlete on the field. He's one of the best athletes I've seen in a long time. And I don't know why I didn't notice him before or whatever, but it was the third game, and I was like, this kid's unbelievable. So after the season was over, I called him up and I said, Blake, I had a vision from the Lord. The Lord showed me not only it was a prophecy that he'd be playing in the NFL, but it also came with instructions for me. So that I had to train him. So a lot of times when you get prophecy, you just prophesy and then you leave. But this was an ongoing process. And so he's been in the NFL 8 years now. This is his 8th year, and he played 4 years in college. So that was 12 years ago. And so he was a skinny kid. He looked like a basketball player at best. I mean, he was a good athlete, but he was small, and he needed more strength and a little bit more power and just a little bit more belief, because I could see the kid was a great athlete, but he was very humble, very sweet and hardworking, and just an amazing kid. When I told him, I said, I want to train you. And he said, well, Mr. Warner, I don't even have a college offer. I said, well, I don't want to train you for college. I want to train you for the pros. And he goes, what? I don't even have a college offer. I said, you didn't listen and hear what I said, Mr. Cashman. I said, I want to train you for the NFL. And so his curiosity got the better of him. So he went, and he knew me because he knew who my son was. And so we started working out, and I started talking to him, and what I noticed is he was such a gifted athlete, but he didn't believe in himself. He always wanted to, but I don't think he just knew how to. And the coaches had him in a wrong position his whole life. So I'm not poking at nobody, but he couldn't flourish to what he needed to be. You know, had they had him at linebacker, I actually suggested that they move him over, but they kind of, didn't really want to listen, and that's fine. But the bottom line is this: they should have listened. We probably would have had our state championship. And the proof's in the pudding. So he went on to, he's been playing 12 years after this. 12 years since I said it, 4 years Division I, and 4 years, he played at the Jets, New York Jets. He was there for 4 years, and he was then he was out to Texas Houston's, and now he's the second year with the Vikings. But it was kind of crazy because when he was getting ready and prepared and he started believing me, I could see he wanted to believe me.
Yes.
But it was still a doubt. He still had to change the way he thinks. See, how we process things determines success. You know that because you're highly intelligent. You've obviously done well, and especially coming where you've come from. So you've got more grit than most people. You know what I mean? You got to have a lot of want to. And I got a lot of want to because of where I grew up, and I wasn't ever encouraged, and I was never told I could succeed. I was never told what I could do. The only thing I was ever told my whole life is what I couldn't do. You will not make it. You can't do this. You can't do. That's all everybody ever told me. But for some reason, something deep inside, I believed that I could do it.
Legacy is not what you leave for people. Legacy is what you leave in people. So go find someone that you can leave the legacy in. That was Ilona, your favorite host. We will see you next time.